Hi class 7, this is Rashid Khan from Lakshmi Prasad Memorial Public School, Gola Bazar, Gorakhpur. Here class we have to study about the measurement of the wind or how we can measure the wind. Measurement of wind or the direction of a wind. How we can measure the direction and speed of the wind. The direction and speed of a wind can be measured by a device that is called as a wind vane, and the next one is called as the anemometer. Here is the two means by which we can measure the speed and directions. So we can have the structure about the wind vane as well as the anemometer. Wind vane is the tools are met. This is the you can say it is the method or it is the device by which we can measure the direction of wind blowing. From where the wind blowing, this can be indicated by an arrow-like structure, and at the front side or one side and other side there is a broader structure by which when the air blown, the arrow is indicated that the wind is blowing from the east side, so this is the east direction. If it is shown like this, you can see it is like this. If there is a air blow, so their direction must be indicated that this arrow is indicated the direction. Suppose its direction is about to west, so the direction of wind will be the west side. And how we can measure it? It can be measured or it can be used for measuring the direction of a wind. How we can show that direction? We can show the direction by a device known as a wind vane. This is called as a wind vane. Wind vane is the structure in which there is an arrow-like structure into the one side and a broad structure at another side. When the winds blow, it hits the broader area, it hits that area and it will now just spin on its place, and through which there will be the arrow spins. When the arrow is indicated or pointed towards this arrow-like structure, when these indicated are pointed towards any directions or any sides, so this can determine that this one is the wind direction in which alongside is wind blowing. If suppose if there is a east or south direction, so the indicated by this wind or this arrow about the south direction, so we can say the direction of the wind will be the south. Why? Because the south direction indicated by the arrow, so it is proved that there will be the wind blowing or this wind blowing towards the south, so this is the direction about south. So we can measure about the direction of a wind by using wind vane. How when it blows, there will be, when the wind blows, there will be the where, or we can say this is the broader area on which the strike about the air. When it strike, it can move, and where it's moved from the particular direction by the arrow, and this arrow indicated this is the actually direction. So we can easily measure about that the direction of the wind. Now the next one is another tools, or you can say the device by which we can measure the speed of a wind. Here you can say this is the structure on which this is the mean by which we can easily like it is a bowl like structure situated at the all around through which when the wind is blowing it strikes. Suppose if it is like this, when the wind blowing it strikes to their wings and by which it can move very fast and through which this rotation can be counted. This rotation can be counted over here by a meter. This is the way by which when it rotates, rotating can be measured in the form of a meter. So it can be measure the speed of a wind. Why? Because it is said to be anemometer. What is the anemometer? Anemometer is the device in which there are 4 cups or bowl like structure are situated over there. The pen or the van of these pen, or you can say the strips like a structure on which there will be a structure, that is you can see the van like a structure on which the air binder is air strikes. Through striking the air it gets moves or rotate rapidly, and by rotating it there will be a measurement of this rotation counted, and this rotation is said to be the speed, that is speed counted by per second rotation about this particular structure, and this can be measured by the means of anemometer. Through the anemometer we can say the speed of the wind. So we can easily know about that the speed of a wind by using the anemometer. Through the anemometer we can say it is about the speed of a wind. So it is about that the anemometer by which we can measure the speed of an object. Suppose if there is anemometer that can be used for measuring the wind speed of a wind or the wind speed, so it can be placed over there as a particular place on which it can be rotated, and the rotation per second count is termed as there is how many rotation takes place, so that can be calculated by means of the speed of a air. Here we can move to the second topic, that is thunderstorm and thunderstorms and cyclone. So in a very easy medium we can say the thunderstorm is caused, and due to the thunderstorm there might be the cyclone be created. So how these thunderstorm is produces? As I have earlier told you about, there will be the charge can be produced. The charge can be produced by means of rubbing, by means of attracting to one another. Suppose as a ebonite rod, when placed or rubbed against the woolen cloth, so there will be the charge generated to the ebonite rod. If there is a glass rod, it has to be rubbed with the silk cloth, so there is a charge transfer from the silk to the glass rod. So if the same glass rod charged, they will be placed together with one another, so there will be the destructions happen. That means they can be move away from one another. So there it indicated that there is a positive charge or negative charge, or might be the same charge created over there. And if there is ebonite rod, silk cloth, or ebonite rod, silk cloth, and glass and a silk, a glass and woolen, so what will happen? There will be the attractions. So opposite charges always attract, or you can say the unlike charges always attract, and like charges always repel. What does it mean about? So there is a charges may arises due to the rubbing of one surfaces to another, or rubbing from one object to another. So here will be another method created over here in the form of the air which got blown in the form of a wind. This wind, due to the warm, it get rises up and up. Get rises due to the light. Why? Because the air or the wind can be moved because of the uneven heating. Due to the uneven heating, these air blown up to the very high. So at the height, when these air or wind move up at a very high, so there will be a chance to what? There will be the raindrops happen. In case of a rainy season, there is a raindrops and a chunks of snow or chunk of ice may takes place in the form of clouds. So there is in the clouds, there are the chunk of ice, raindrops and wind. When they strike to one another, they can rub to each other, or friction may be generated due to collision of these particular particles. When there is a collision happens, so there will be the particles may get scattered or from one another, or may get separate from one another. Why? Because due to the striking these charged particles to one another, so there will be apart charges may take place. Why? Because due to the friction, there will be the charge produces, or these charges are generated due to what? Due to the temperature created, and the temperature is about to 80,000 to 330,000 degrees centigrade at a time. So due to these temperature, the air rises up, but the raindrops which runs, there will be the collisions happen, and in which the raindrops, it is the air in which the water molecules are present, or water vapor present. So it is the very good conductor of electricity. So the generated, when they are created, when they are stacked together, there will be the charges produced, and these charges can have to be brought about to the cloud to cloud, or to the cloud to the ground. Why? Because these charges created due to creations are due to the friction of the two types of snows or ice chunks, raindrops, and as well as the wind. The wind that are very lighter, they have to be moved up higher and higher, and the moist air, the air that has the moisture in it, this has to be moved down. So in that concern, there will be a charge produces. The charge has to be brought closer to the one another. They have to be they have to move apart from one another. Why? Because there is a pressure, or there is a temperature generated. Due to this temperature, these charges has to be separate from one another. And in the clouds, so the clouds have charged. Why? Because due to the action of these particles, like a light particles, that is this one has shown, there will be the charges of a positive charge and somewhere the negative charges. So it's suppose there is a lower portion of the lower portion of the clouds get positively charged, and upper portion of the clouds get negatively charged. In that sequence, we can say there is a charge generated, so these charge has to be moved apart from one clouds to another cloud. The charge which got gathered or accumulated, this has to be transferred, or this has to be get apart from one another, from one cloud to another clouds, or from the clouds to the earth. or to the land. Why? Because due to the accumulation of a charges, due to the striking of a charges, then this charge is striking to one another, there will be the streaks of electric or streaks of light. You can see the streaks of light produces in that cases. So we can say this is what actually, this is the lighting. So the lighting is the resultant of what? Lighting is the resultant of thunder. When the lighting produces, there is a cracking or a very louder sound created. That one is termed as thunder. This thunder produces due to the striking of light as well. But here is the air that can blow in a very high speed, or you can say in a violent mode, the air blown in such areas. So that one is called as the cyclone, or when it can be in the form of a very high speed, then it is said to be the storm, but it is very destructive in nature. This can be get their effect as a abnormal, like they can be destructive, so they can be losses, the loss of life, loss of properties, and as well as this can loss of most of the human life, and due to which there will be the storm cause, that is called as the thunder storm. When there is a light happens, the resultant of a light, there will be the huge or the very loud sound, a crackle sound produced. That one is called as the thunder, and in which while between them there will be a very destructive manner of a wind blown through the air here and there. This one is termed as storm. So all these, the thunder and storm, which actually they are produced at the time of a rains or a rainfall, that can causes a thunderstorm. Overall, these thunderstorm plays over here at the time of a rainfalls. Why? Because due to the lighting happen, after getting the light there will be the thunders, and storm can cause simultaneously one upon another, so that one is called as a thunderstorm. These thunderstorm plays a very significant role over there for their destruction, and they are violently flows towards the such areas where there is these particular rainfalls happen. So this is all about the thunderstorm. We will discuss later about that the cyclone.